What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Stella Ray Herself podcast. It's me, Stella Ray Herself, bitch. I feel cute today. It's nice out, which I'm kind of mad about. If y'all know, y'all know. I hope everyone is having a great week. Don't forget to post a screenshot of you listening on your IG story. Tag me so I can repost, or tweet it to me. I'll retweet you, or just honestly tell me your thoughts on any of this in the DMs. Y'all know I love chatting with y'all. Like, I go through my DMs all the time for y'all. Y'all know if you want to chat with me, go on my OnlyFans, but for the real ones, that's for the bros. This is for the girls and the gays and the everyone who's not a bro. Y'all know the vibes. Also, can I just say, like, really quick, I wasn't even going to talk about this. I just have to say it. I know we've talked about Instagram being trash, but I know you guys have seen all the, like, how it started, how it's going, little tweets and people sliding in each other's DMs. Is it just me? Or is that, like, I feel like that used to happen to me way more. I don't know. Did I fall off? You know, like, did I just start posting less ass pics? But I do not get DMs from bros these days. Like, I get DMs from scammers, not the good kind of scammers. Like, scammers, like, they want to scam you. Like, they don't want to scam and then buy you a bag. They want to scam you. Or just, like, random guys from, like, the Middle East. Hey, baby. Y'all have seen my thread on Twitter, you know. Like, where? It's just bizarre to me. Because, I don't know, I just feel like my DMs, not that they used to be popping, but I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I would just entertain more. I think that must be it. I don't know. Maybe it's just like I don't seek that out. Like, I feel like I used to see a cute guy on Twitter and, like, follow them. And now I'm just like, he's probably annoying. I'm not even going to get myself involved. Can anyone relate? Like, I don't know. It's also, I feel like a lot of it is Instagram is just kind of trash. And it's just such a useless app. Like, which I'm not mad about because I feel like, well, just in the sense of I feel like I spend way less time on IG now. And I try to remember, like, what was I even doing on IG before? I don't know if it's just the pandemic, people's stories are less interesting. But then I'm like, you know, there's still people going out and stuff, so why? I just feel like I used to watch a lot more stories. I used to be on IG a lot more. Now, like, my screen time is like 6 hours now. Which, that sounds like a lot, but, like, it used to be 8, 9. I think at the beginning of quarantine, there was sometimes it was 10 hours. Like, what was I even doing? And now it's, like, 6. I just feel like I'm mostly on Twitter because that's, like, everything. Like, that's tea, that's news, that's current events, that's lols, that's memes, that's pics. It's, like, just, I'm come here for information, but also, like, to kind of give my mind a break, but then it ends up fucking out more stressed out. But IG, it's like I just want to watch, like, a couple people's stories, and that's it. And, like, I want to post on my story. That's it. With that being said, I did post a really cute pic this week, y'all. If you watch my vlog, my table broke, but it was kind of a blessing because, first of all, I never really sat there because it was kind of broken before. But now it's a cute IG area, and I just feel, like, inspired to, I don't know, I feel like I have, like, my new thing now, and I can't really put it into words. I feel like it's more than just an aesthetic, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I have it. I feel that feeling, and if you've been following me for a while, obviously you know, or maybe even you don't, maybe you just know. You don't even have to be part of it. You don't have to have been part of it. But I feel like in the vegan days, I really felt that because it's like I had not only an aesthetic or, like, a brand, but, like, I felt like I had, like, my thing. And then, you know, once I stopped doing that and publicly, like, talked about it, I kind of felt like I didn't really have a thing. And I was just like, I don't even know what I want my videos to be or like, who is Stella Ray herself, you know? I feel like ever since I made it Stella Ray herself, I just feel it again. I feel that, like, I don't know. What would you call that? Like a flow, like a, yeah. I want to say I found my purpose again, but I don't know if that would necessarily be it because it's not really specifically that, but I just feel it and it feels good. So I just want to update y'all on how I've been feeling. But with that being said, comment down below some videos you want to see from me, because I have been loving doing the weekly vlogs, but I feel like I want to do like a weekly vlog every week and then another video, like a sit down video or a just like something that's not a vlog, just so I can have like both. So let me know. I did like a TikTok thing, like reacting to my TikTok likes. I feel like I just need to do that again, and now I kind of know like how to do it and what people want. People want more, but like a Q&A, I can't do a Q&A every week. I can't do like a what I eat in a day every week, you know? So let me know what you guys want to see besides the vlogs. Period. Okay. I low-key, I want to say I have a lot to talk about. Yes and no. First, we're going to talk about Mercury Retrograde because I feel like that's important. Today's Tuesday that I'm recording this, and this is the first day of Mercury Retrograde officially. Sorry, this coffee's just hitting. This is the last Mercury Retrograde of 2020. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel of what Mercury Retrograde is because I've talked about it so much before, and I just feel like if you know, you know. If you have any questions, you can ask me in a comment or like DM me, but I feel like I just explain it every time. Let me just do a quick sentence. I don't know. Mercury, planet of communication. If any planet can go retrograde, Mars is retrograde right now. It basically just means that it appears to be spinning backwards. So whatever that planet has, whatever category that planet is, or whatever themes that planet has. So for Mercury, it's like communication, travel, electronics. For Mars, it's like power, sex, energy. Those things could be going backwards or be off, or just like you're reflecting or thinking about those themes in your life and how they apply to you. So that's what retrograde means. It's not like, don't look at tweets of locals, and not even necessarily locals. That's such a TBT word. I haven't said that in so long. I was like, whoa. Like, oh my God, my life is over. Like, it's not really a big deal. We go through seasons in our life. I'm not going to explain that. Me explains it. And we need times to reconsider, to reevaluate, to rethink, to reflect. So it's great. Like, we're going to have so many realizations. If you have a realization, journal about it, or even just write it down in your notes app, one sentence, and you can look back on it. And I just love doing that because I feel like we're always realizing things, or at least I feel like I always am. So when I can go back in my journal and look at the date and the time in my life that I was thinking about this or realizing it, it's like, oh, that was crazy. Like, wow, love it. That's what I would recommend y'all do. Anyway, I gotta crack my back. Y'all, I got a posture corrector. You'll hear about it in my vlog. I got it yesterday, but I'm so excited about it. This Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio. Shout out to all the Scorpios. Y'all's season is next. I was gonna just say something inappropriate. I'm gonna tweet it on Not Stella Ray. Scorpio is a water sign ruled by both Mars and Pluto, and is the sign of death and rebirth. At its worst, this sign can be jealous, obsessive, distrustful, and paranoid. At its best, Scorpio is sexy, loyal, and highly intuitive. During this retrograde, we have the opportunity to let go of old, unuseful ways of communicating and find newer, more suitable methods. Okay, we already know that. Beware of paranoid thinking when Mercury goes retrograde in intense Scorpio. Life in general is painful right now. Oh my God. And it makes sense that you and those around you may be hyper aware of your surroundings. It may make us extra suspicious. But it is not the time to turn against friends and loved ones unnecessarily. We need all the community we can get. Work on a mindfulness practice to help stay grounded. So y'all know, Mercury retrograde, reflecting, a lot of rethinking, reflecting, like whatever. So this is a time where exes may come back, or just people from your past, maybe friendships, maybe opportunities, maybe just like anything from your past. And I feel like it's always kind of almost a test to see like if you learned your lesson, or if even just like an ex texts you, what's up? And like, how does that make you feel when you see it? Like, are you happy? Are you excited? Like, just kind of noticing in yourself, like, how am I responding internally to this blast from the past? So it doesn't even necessarily, like, I don't know, I feel like if someone from the past texts us, it's like tea, like, oh my God, like, is it meant to be? Like, should I give them another chance? And not necessarily. Like, sometimes I think it's just about, in Mercury retrograde, but in life, I feel like it's just an opportunity to, like, see and reflect on how far you've grown. Like, if someone texts you and you're like, ew, like, it's like, wow, if this happened a year ago or however long ago, I would have been so excited about this text, and now I just kind of feel disgusted, or like I feel nothing, or I feel like, ew. So it's cool. Like, I feel like, even just going broader, I feel like everything is an opportunity, period. But facts, like, every uncomfortable situation is an opportunity. Everything that seems like, oh my God, why do I have to go through this? It's actually an opportunity to, like, learn about yourself and your own almost like triggers or ways of thinking, or like habits, patterns, like, yeah. Anyway, we can expect the usual technological mishaps, such as texts sent to the wrong people or the internet cutting out when you need it most. Bro, the fact that Apple had their, like, little thing today, it's like... Also, just a hack. I saw this on TikTok and I was like, do you guys remember, like, a couple months ago? I think it was Mercury retrograde. It literally was, but I was like, I pride myself on never, like, sending a screenshot to the person of the text that I'm screenshotting, but I did it. When was that? Like, June? I think I literally talked about it on here because I was, like, so shook by myself, and I was like, well, that's Mercury retrograde. I learned a hack on TikTok. So if you do it, like, you screenshot it, you accidentally send it to them right away. Like, hopefully you don't also send a text with it that's like, look at this bullshit, but, like, you have to say something like, oh, like, did you get this message, or, like, did you send something else, like, my phone's acting weird, or, like, I was kind of like, that would trick me, I think, if they worded it correctly, and, you know, if there wasn't like, oh, like, my service is bad, like, just saying. Because sometimes you need to tell your bestie the tea, but you accidentally fuck it up. Great hack. Yeah, an opportunity for closure, an opportunity, you know, it's just a great time, even though it can seem hard, or, like, bringing up old stuff can seem painful and just like, ew, I want to move forward. Like, I feel like a lot of it is necessary to heal, to grow, and to become, you know, get on the next level, become the next version of ourselves. So yeah, it might be kind of intense emotionally just because it is in Scorpio. If y'all are a Scorpio, or you know a Scorpio, it's not even Scorpio season yet. We're going to talk about that when the time comes. But they're very, like, intense, but, like, low-key. Yeah. So, bitch, the last day of this Mercury retrograde falls on election day. Let me know any realizations you've been having. This girl messaged me. This is why I love y'all. This girl DM'd me last night. Like, I was just hanging out, drinking my tea. She was like, bitch, I'm at this good dick, bad vibes boy's house. I was like, oh my God, sis, what are you guys doing? She was like, oh, we're fighting. I was like, oh, classic. And she was like, yeah, I just left. I was like, good. She was like, yeah, the vibes were just so bad. I was like, good. Get out of there. Y'all. Like, so, like, happy for her, glad she got out of the situation. What are we talking? Oh, which brings me to my next point. This is all kind of, all these topics I have are related. But I saw this tweet that was like, someone tweeted something like, my therapist, it's so far back in my legs, I don't think I can find it, so sorry for not giving that person credit. But if you saw it, you could probably find it on my Twitter, because I think I retweeted it or liked it, or both. They were like, my therapist said you spend so much energy on keeping the peace around you, but what about the peace in you? And then they were like, so I've been just saying whatever the fuck I want. And I feel like that's so true. You guys know I've talked about my struggle and, like, I guess asserting myself or just speaking out. I feel like a lot of that is like a me thing. A lot of it is my Cancer placements thing. I want to be passive aggressive. Hate that. Oh my God. And some of it does come from, I think, patriarchy, and because sometimes I'm like, why, like, this guy is just so confident and, like, Or I think there was even a tweet about that. Like, why do guys never need reassurance, or like they need less than women? And it's because, women are just taught to not speak up. Like, if you speak up, you're a bitch, you're rude, you're mean. Like, we got to send our emails with exclamation points and little smiley faces so we don't seem like a bitch, And I think a lot of it is, like, unlearning that. So it's just kind of a lot. And I can think back to, like, times, this is, like, when the therapy kicks in. But, thinking back to times as a little kid where a teacher yelled at me, or, like, the person of authority, like, made me feel bad when I was, like, speaking out, or when I was, like, whatever, like, speaking my mind, or stating, like, I need this, or whatever. And it's like, you got a bad reaction, so then you kind of learn, like, growing up, okay, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get in trouble. So it's just a lot of issues. Let me know if you can relate. But I just found that to be so true, and I think it really comes back to, like, you have to value yourself and your emotions and your life more than anyone else's. And it sounds like, oh my God, like, that's so selfish. But it's like, if I just know this from experience. Let's say, like, I'm out with my friends. They're like, we're out. They're like, we want to go here next. And I'm like, I want to go home. Part of me, and in the past, I definitely would just, okay, well, I don't want to, like, I want to think about what the group wants. Like, I don't want to be a buzzkill. I don't want to, like, speak out. I feel awkward about, like, leaving. So I'll just go along even though I don't want to. And then it's like, you kind of hold resentment. It's like, how come no one asked me if I wanted to? How come no one told me it was okay for me to leave? Like, so then you kind of have bad vibes, and then people sense your bad vibes, and they're like, why does she have bad vibes? When I could have just been like, no, I think I'm going to go home. Like, you guys have fun. And it's really not as big of a deal as you think. No one's going to fucking yell at you. You're not my teacher from 2006, And then you go home. Everyone's like, okay, they just keep having fun. No one thinks twice about it because that's a normal ass thing. And then you get what you want. And then you're happy. You don't hold resentment. You don't hold bad vibes. Or even a more extreme situation where maybe you are going to start beef by doing what you want. Like, I mean, obviously there's extreme examples of, like, and some people are really annoying in the sense of, like, think about others. But obviously if you're someone who struggles with this, like, I don't think it's going to be you. I think it's like we actually need to work on being more obnoxious just because it's going to make us just normal. But, like, I can't even think of an example. Even just something like confronting someone about a conflict, or, like, with a guy, like, actually standing up for yourself, not just going along with something because you don't want to, like, start a fight. You want to be the chill girl. Bitch, we've talked about that. Not being afraid of conflict. Because conflict can be constructive. If it's not, then you just know that this isn't a mature enough person, whether it's a friend, a relationship, whatever. And I really think people can grow from conflict. Like, a relationship can be stronger because, like, if both people are willing to actually communicate and not just yell at each other and, like, get defensive and all of that, like, I think it can really grow a relationship because you build trust, and, like, it's like, okay, I know I can talk to this person about something, and even though we may disagree or there may be beef at first, like, we can talk it out, and there's trust there. It's not like we're just gonna fight just to fight. Like, I'm thinking of Ron and Sam, had to throw that little reference in there. So yeah, just a great quote that I've been thinking about since I saw it. And valuing yourself and your own wants and needs and emotions, and communicating your needs. Just remembering you're in control. Like, I just have to remind myself sometimes, like, I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want. If my friends want to do something, cool. It doesn't mean I have to do it. Like, so I don't know, I kind of have a couple related topics, and I don't know how they're going to connect, but it's like I want to talk about all of them at once. Let's just go to this too, since we're on the topic of tweets. No, actually, let's go to this because I feel like it's more of a segue. Y'all know the classic quote, if he wanted to, he would. It's a classic. I'm sure you've heard it before. I'm sure we've talked about it on here before. But there's a difference between going after something or shooting your shot to someone or a guy or whatever. I feel like a lot of the times on this podcast, I talk about very, like,
hetero, cis woman, cis male,
that's right, relationships,
but apply it to your own life however you choose, period. I feel like y'all know that, but like I just have to say it. So if he wanted to, he would. That could be if they wanted to, they would. I should say that, honestly. If they wanted to, they would. So there's a difference between being upfront and like shooting your shot, or like suggesting something, or like, and then it kind of goes into what we were talking about, like about being thirsty, and like there's a difference between putting yourself out there and then it gets to a point where, okay, you're just being thirsty now. So I feel like if you have put yourself out there, if you have shot your shot, like I was thinking about this because I tweeted about this on Not Stella Ray. One time I watched this guy's story. I think I was just like, when you go through a hole of like tagged pictures, I don't know. I was like watching someone's live. Someone was commenting. He was like, it looked cute. So I went on his. I think he had a pic with a bro. The bro looked cute. So I watched the bro's story. I didn't like any pics. Maybe I did like a pic. I don't know. Didn't follow, point being. But then he followed me. So then I followed back. But then he never DM'd me. So I was like, this is bizarre. And then he had something on his story like a month or so later. And I just did like one of the reactions. Like I didn't say anything. I just did a reaction. And it was really like, it wasn't like I did hard eyes on a pic. Like it was something, like it was some kind of like personal goal or something, like just so you guys get the vibe. Like it wasn't like a fire emoji on a dick print. Like, and it was the 100 emoji. Like the fact that I remember this, like it's so embarrassing. Like, and he just looked like I was left on scene basically. He didn't like it. He didn't say anything. So I was thinking about it last night because I was like, damn, like what happened to that guy? I'm like, he still follows me. Like what's the tea? So I kind of had that realization, like, okay, at this point, it's like if he wanted to, he would. Like he would reach out, he would message me. I gave him an opportunity to shoot his shot or like to say something, to start a convo, and like he didn't take it. So at this point, because I've already, some would probably argue, well, you need to make more of an effort, but like, no. I presented an opportunity, he didn't take it. So at this point, like if I say anything else, I would kind of feel a little bit thirsty, because it's not like I really have a strong, like I feel like this is my soulmate. Like it's just whatever. It's just bullshit on IG. It's just like a cute guy. Like it doesn't matter. I don't know him. So I think that's the difference. Like if you just sit by and like just always wait for someone to come to you, I feel like that's a little bit like, that's too passive, and that's just like sometimes you just gotta get a little tea started, But that doesn't mean that like you have to keep chasing the tea. Like put an opportunity for tea, see what happens. If nothing happens, it's like, okay, well, you're literally dumb at this point, or you're just not interested because I gave you this clear opportunity. So I'll keep y'all updated on the situation. But y'all understand the difference, because I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that like was thinking about it in that way. But if he wanted to, he would, point blank, period. And I think it also goes into stuff like if a guy, just holding yourself to standards in the sense of like, and it also goes back into being confrontational, I should say, but just being like standing up for yourself. If you think a guy is so cute, it's even harder when you're really attracted to someone or you really like someone and they're just like, come over. I mean, obviously, like, it's fine to do that if it's fine. But if in yourself you're like, I want to be taken out, like I want to go on a date with this person, I don't just want to Netflix and chill, especially on the first couple dates, bitch, absolutely not. Like, I get it if it's like a situation and that's what y'all do, like, it's just make sure you're gaining something. But this, I think, is where it really gets put to the test, because it's like, first of all, if he wanted to take you out, he would. Secondly, you can't just go along with something because you're like, I don't want to be like too extra, like I don't want to be too high maintenance. It's like, if you feel like you want something, like you have to state your wants, because otherwise, like if you're not like, no, I don't do that, like you can take me out or you're not going to see me. It's like, I just thought, and I know I've said this before, but I just think about it like, I don't want to be the guy or the person in the girl in a guy's phone or in anybody's phone that they're like, yeah, she'll just come over. She never speaks up. Like, she'll just do anything I say. Like, I just don't ever want to be that triggering. Y'all know, I've probably talked about it a couple times, but one time I was hanging out with all these bros, and it was a couple bros, and one of them was like, yeah, I'm gonna ask this girl to come. She'll come to anything. Like, she does whatever I say. Like, she'll come anytime I call. And I was just like, poor sis. Like, ew, this person not even, like, cute. And she did. And they were, like, all booed up in the corner. I was like, but just the way that he said it, I was like, T, like. So, point being, I was going to say be a little rude to these guys, but I say that in the sense of, like, if you're not naturally like that, if you are like, I just want to be nice, like, it's going to feel like you're being rude, but really you're not. You're just holding yourself to a high standard, bitch. Period. Because, like, guys gain so much, and most times we don't even orgasm, okay? Like, guys want to go half on the bills. Like, bills as in the restaurant bill, but also, like, rent, bitch. But then, it's like, you want patriarchy, but then you don't even want to hold up your side of patriarchy? It's like, I miss the old days when guys would just pay all the bills and not even think twice about it. Like, God. Anyway, yeah, I just feel like there is, to get even deeper, like, I just feel like we, especially as women, but as anyone, you know, a lot of us have a fear of being alone. And I feel like once you can kind of get over that, or, you know, obviously, like, oh, if you're not married by a certain age, like, what's wrong with them? Like, you do not want kids? Like, time's ticking. It's like, don't be fucking rude. Mind your own fucking business. But I feel like we put up with a lot of bullshit because it's like that. At least we're with someone. Like, that is better than just being alone. But, bitch, being alone is lit. Like, I was sitting, drinking my tea, watching Lovecraft last night, and I just had this moment of, like, because sometimes I do have nights where I'm like, I wish, like, I had a man here. Like, I wish I was just cuddling with someone. But last night I was like, this is lit. Like, I can do whatever I want. I can go to bed whenever I want. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to worry about anyone else. Like, this is great. I had my candle, my thought lighting. Like, it was just honestly amazing. And, you know, sometimes I could have that exact same setup and situation, but I will feel, like, lonely or, like, I wish someone was here to cuddle me. But feeling just that, like, contentness. Like, I enjoy my own company. Why would I put up with any other bullshit? Like, I don't know which of these to bring up first because they're both funny. Someone tweeted, I saw it on my timeline last week, like, oh, I haven't seen the sex as an energy exchange people in a while. Like, are they still out there? And I wanted to talk about this because I feel like y'all know we talk about spirituality on here, but y'all know we also talk about sex and patriarchy and scams and, like, so y'all know the classic phrase, sex is an energy exchange. You have to be careful with whose energy you let around you. On one hand, I understand it because I feel like there is something to be said about even just being around someone and, like, noticing how you feel after you're with that person. Like, literally a friend, a family member, a bae, anyone, if you, like, they leave or you go home or they leave your house, whatever, and you feel just kind of, like, off or, like, annoyed or, like, thank God they left, thank God I'm not in that, like, next to them anymore. That's something to notice, and I feel like that's just, like, pure vibes. Like, you gotta sense pure vibes, trust your intuition. But this whole, like, every person you have sex with, they will be with you forever. It's like, first of all, I feel like that's, do I need to put a trigger warning for this? But I feel like that's so, like, just brushes off victims of assault and, like, you know, it's like, what about non-consensual experiences? Like, oh, they have that person's energy with them forever. Like, yeah, they're going to be traumatized and have trauma from that. But is that, like, this, like, mystical, like, their soul is tied to yours? It's like, that sounds kind of, for lack of a better term, dumb as fuck. But then also, like, I just feel personally, I guess you can disagree, but, like, do it at your own risk. But I just feel like every sexual experience is so different, and, like, you can learn from it like even a bad experience, it's like, okay, now I know what I don't like. Or like, even, I know we all have those experiences of like, you think about it later, like, or when you were younger or like whatever, it's like, was that like assault? Like, was that non-consensual? Like, I didn't say no, but I kind of just went along with it and they kind of pressed the issue, so I felt uncomfortable. Like, you're telling me that person's energy is going to be with me? Like, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you sound dumb. It's honestly, I feel like that statement and that kind of like way of thinking is such a facade. Just another face of patriarchy and like almost slut shaming, I want to say, or just, you know, oppressing people, particularly women's sexuality. Because what, like, basically it's like, don't fuck a lot of people because you don't want that energy like with you in you. What if you like sex? And again, like, it's just like, at what point do you say no? Like, that person, like, what if it was a bad experience, an unconsensual experience? Again, I get the whole, like, basically surround yourself with people that make you feel good, like, on an energetic level. If I'm friends with someone, but then I feel kind of like off after, or like they kind of annoy me, or I feel really exhausted after being around them, I'm probably not going to want to hang out with that person as much. But that is not this like slut shaming. You know? I hope I'm getting my point across, because I saw that tweet and I kind of forgot about that whole like thing. I just haven't I don't follow people that tweet shit like that because it's fucking annoying and oppressive, to be honest. Like, anyway, let me know if you've ever thought about that. Yeah, I just feel like it's like, that's why I feel like body counts also are dumb. Because, I mean, sometimes it's like, you can have your own list with yourself because you just remember people, and it's like, yeah, okay. But, like, if, like, I would never care about someone's body count. And also just for your own, it's like, okay, so what counts? If something was unconsensual, does that count? To a straight head guy asking you, it probably would, because it's like, well, that's another dick. Like, what if I was uncomfortable? What if I didn't enjoy it? What if I didn't orgasm? What if we only fucked once? What if, like, I was blacked out and I don't remember it? Like, what counts? So that's why I feel like it's stupid. Like, the number shouldn't count. It should be like the experiences that count as like, I want to say like learning tools, or like learning experiences, basically, you know? Because with everything you just learn. When you're having just consensual experiences, like, hopefully good, but even if something is like, you're like, oh, I'm never doing that again, or like, oh, they did not know what they were doing, or like, I did not like what they did, that was not, I did like this, like, you just learn, and you learn about how to communicate, and it goes into like speaking up for yourself, because, you know, if someone is giving you head and it's like painful or it's just nothing, like, you gotta speak up. You can't be scared of like telling someone what to do. Imagine if we lived in a society where we just learned, like, I follow this account, I think it's called Sex Positive Families, but a lot of their posts, like, they have a lot of just like text posts on their like time or on their feed, and a lot of it is like sex ed, or it's kind of geared towards parents, and again, like their name, families, and raising children to be like, to have, I guess, a healthy view of sex and sexuality, and, you know, basically not letting them grow up with this, like, with shame surrounding the topic, because a lot of parents don't even talk to their kids about sex, but it's such a part, it is life, like, that's where life comes from. So I feel like being informed and educated, you're going to make healthier decisions, you're going to know how to stand up for yourself and learn how to have more pleasurable experiences, and you're less likely to like get yourself into some bullshit, you know, at the end of the day. So I would recommend y'all follow, even if you don't plan on having kids or anything. It's just like, it's cool to look at and then reflect on your own upbringing and your own views, and like, how was I, you know, what were my first like experiences with even the topic of sex. And I feel like a lot of it can really affect like our experiences today, even with like masturbating and stuff. Like, I still know people, like adults some can have shame surrounding that. And I feel like these days, especially with the internet, and I bet y'all thought I was going to start talking about like porn, but even just like seeing other women on the timeline talking about masturbating or their favorite vibrators, it's like it decreases the stigma of it, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm allowed to enjoy myself, period. So those are my thoughts on that subject. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on any of this. My stomach's literally going crazy right now. Usually I would have eaten before this, so it kind of makes sense, but I'm starving. So I'm going to cut this, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on any of these subjects down below. Let me know if you like the length of the podcast recently. They have been longer. They have not been like 10 minutes. Let me know if you want them to be longer than this. And yeah, don't forget to tweet me a screenshot, IG story me a screenshot, all of that. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.